everyone, my name is Rian Adrianto. So in this opportunity, I'll give you the review of the material that was given by Mr. Harry on Introduction of Literary Study. Okay everyone, the first is we want to talk about the period of British and American literature. What is meant by period? A period is a dominant mode, style or type of literature within a specific horizontal context, and a period is usually indicative of the cultural philosophical perspective of the time, such as a period at North generally confused to the literature of the time, rather their characteristic can be seen in the other art form as well as non-literary texts that are experimentally. An American literature is literary works, fiction and non-fiction of the American colonies and United States, written in the English language from about 1600 to the present. This literature captured Americans' quest to understand and define itself. From the beginning, American was unique in the diversity of its inhabitants. Over time by arrive from all parts of the world. Although English quickly became the language of America, regional and ethnic dialects have influenced and enriched the cultural literature almost from the start. And English literature is literature produced in England from the introduction of Old English by the Anglo-Saxons in the 5th century to the present. The works of those Irish and Scottish authors who are closely in definitive with English life and letter are also considered part of English literature. And then next we want to talk about literature in EFL. The background is structural drills in LM, make monotone teaching and these boring activities. In 1950s years, publisher presented simple word literary passage. Teacher use literature in language teaching as interesting and worthy concern. And the definition of literature is like an umbrella term giving information on every business. This is from Moody, 1971, and from Barrett, 1969. Literature is use of language effectively in suitable condition. Literature is written material such as poetry, novels, essay, and scrap. ESP, works of imagination characterized by excellence of style and expressions, as well as by themes of general of enduring interest. And then reason of using literature as the content of ESL of or EFL is the first is the valuable authentic material, and the language enrichment, cultural enrichment, and personal involvement. Criteria for suitable literary text in ESL or EFL is student needs, cultural background, interest, and then the language level. Don't forget to we must to give attention language level of the student. Okay, next we want to talk about the friction. Friction is story that is made up by the author or not true. Authors use friction when writing about the imaginary people, place, or even in the form of story or novel. And then friction is fake and it's just like imagine and or fantasy. Friction is not real or not true information from real life. And then we want to talk about what is the interesting element of friction. The first is plot. The plot is the outline of events that takes place in a story. This is the example. Climax, explosion. The first is explosion, event, and the reaching article. And the last is climax and event, resolution and conclusion. Okay, the next is the character. The people or animal that takes part in the story. There are the antagonist and protagonist. Protagonist, the main character of the story that is most central of the action of the story, and the antagonist is the person or thing works against the protagonist or hero in the story. And then next is setting, when and where the action in the story takes place. And then next is theme. The theme of the story is my idea and author wishes to share with the reader. And the last is point of view, the perspective or vantage point from which an author presents a story. The first, the story is told by one of the characteristics in the story. The character use the pronouns I and we. And the third person, the story is told by the narrator and stands outside of the story and orders the event as they unfold, and narrator use the pronoun she, he, and they. Okay, the last material is fable. Fables are story intended to teach a lesson, and animals often speak and act like human beings. And elements to remember is animals are usually the main characters. The plot and character are simple. Story teach a moral or lesson. Setting is common and non-specific. Author use personification. This is the element to remember fable. So I think that's all for me, everyone, for reviewing the material. This is just a little bit of the material that was given. I'm sorry for my mistakes. See you. Bye bye.